Have you ever wondered about the circumstances surrounding the birth of Prophet Muhammad? It's a story that begins over 14 centuries ago, in an age known as the Era of Ignorance. In the year 570, in the city of Mecca, a child was born who would change the course of history. This child was Muhammad, who would later earn the title of Prophet. The significance of his birth was not immediately evident. Yet it was marked by extraordinary signs, which were seen by those who were attentive. There were dreams of light, visions of stars inclining, and other prophetic signs that heralded the arrival of a unique soul, a soul destined to illuminate the world with the light of divine guidance. Born into the noble tribe of Quraysh, Prophet Muhammad's beginnings were humble. His birth, however, was the dawn of a new era. Born into a noble tribe of Mecca, Prophet Muhammad had a humble beginning that would lead to a life of great influence. A modest upbringing shaped the character of the prophet. But how did his early life influence his later teachings? This is the question we turn to now as we delve into the early life of Prophet Muhammad. Born into the Quraysh tribe, Muhammad's life was marked by hardship from the start. His father passed away before his birth, and his mother, Amina, departed from this world when he was just 6 years old. Orphaned at such a young age, he was taken under the wing of his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. But this was a brief respite, as Abdul Muttalib also passed away 2 years later. The young Muhammad was then cared for by his uncle, Abu Talib, who despite his limited means provided him with a safe and loving home. During these formative years, Muhammad was exposed to the harsh realities of life. He witnessed the struggles of the poor and the injustices inflicted upon them. These experiences would later form the basis of his teachings, promoting compassion, justice, and equality. As he grew older, Muhammad earned a reputation for his honesty and integrity. He was known for his fair dealings in business and for his commitment to resolving disputes. His impeccable character earned him the nickname Al-Amin, or the Trustworthy. People would entrust their possessions to him, confident in his integrity. This reputation would serve him well in his later years as he began to spread the message of Islam. Muhammad's early life was not one of privilege or ease, but of struggle and hardship. Yet, he did not succumb to bitterness or despair. Instead, he used these experiences to foster a deep sense of empathy and a commitment to justice. His character was marked by patience, humility, and a profound sense of responsibility. Through trials and tribulations, Muhammad's character was shaped, preparing him for his future role. His life serves as a testament to the power of resilience and integrity, and offers a compelling insight into how his early experiences influenced his prophetic mission. At the age of 40, Muhammad experienced an event that would change the course of history. But what was this event? In the solitude of the cave of Hira, away from the clamor and chaos of Meccan society, Muhammad sought peace and contemplation. It was here, during one of his retreats, that he was visited by the angel Gabriel. This divine messenger presented him with a message from God, a command that was simple yet profound. Read. Confused and frightened, Muhammad replied, "I am not a reader." The command was repeated, this time with an additional instruction. Read in the name of your Lord, who created man from a clot of blood. Read, your Lord is most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man what he did not know. This was the first revelation of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. Overwhelmed by the enormity of this encounter, Muhammad returned home trembling, wrapped himself in a blanket, and shared the experience with his wife, Khadija. Khadija, a woman of wisdom and compassion, comforted her terrified husband. She reassured him of his integrity and righteousness, telling him, "God would never disgrace you. You maintain ties of kinship, bear people's burdens, help the destitute, enrich the poor, and assist in times of adversity." To further alleviate his fears and ascertain the truth of his experience, Khadija took Muhammad to her cousin Waraka, a learned Christian monk. Upon hearing Muhammad's account, Waraka confirmed that the visitor was indeed the angel Gabriel, who had come to Moses before him, and that Muhammad had been chosen as a prophet. The initial fear and confusion gradually gave way to acceptance and resolve. Muhammad began to understand his mission, his purpose, and the immense responsibility that came with it. He was to guide his people, and indeed all of humanity, towards the path of righteousness and peace, using the revelations that would continue to come to him over the next 23 years. This marked the beginning of Muhammad's mission as a prophet. Prophet Muhammad began preaching a message of monotheism and equality. But how did the society of Mecca react to this? As we delve into this chapter of his life, we see a man who, in the face of relentless adversity, stood by his principles and never wavered. The message of Prophet Muhammad was simple yet profound, advocating for the belief in one God and promoting equality among all individuals. His teachings emphasized compassion, charity, and respect for all, regardless of social status, race, or gender. This was a revolutionary message in a society deeply rooted in tribal traditions and social hierarchies. However, this message was met with fierce resistance. The Meccan society, deeply entrenched in polytheism and social hierarchies, viewed Muhammad's teachings as a threat to their way of life. The leaders of Quraysh, the ruling tribe of Mecca, were particularly hostile. They saw Muhammad's preaching as a direct challenge to their authority and the existing social order. The Prophet and his early followers faced severe persecution. They were ridiculed, ostracized, and even physically assaulted. Their businesses were boycotted, and they were pushed to the fringes of society. Yet despite these hardships, they remained firm in their beliefs. They found strength in their shared faith and in the moral and spiritual